Yeah, like we seen what everyone was watching the game on the weekend, like to find out who we'd be playing against. So I think we were looking at the main threats that Ulster are going to bring, and we know they're definitely not going to be the same team we played 2 weeks ago. So so like we're not going to be getting complacent or benchmarking ourselves on that game. We're going to be it's a new game, and it's everything to play for really on this weekend. So yeah, we'll be looking at their big threats and how to deal with them coming into this weekend now.
Will that quarter-final from last year, 2019, will that come up in conversation, how they were, besides, I suppose, Saracens, you know, the team that really did push you very close in that game?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think that was definitely one of their best performances, like, from my own personal experience playing against them. So we'll be definitely looking at past experiences playing against them and the threats they'll be bringing. And I'm sure they'll be looking back at the same things and on how they tried to how they exploited us in some areas in that game. So we'll be definitely like looking back at that game and trying to cover all bases in that sense.
What's it like preparing for a final, Andrew? That, you know, obviously it's been made fairly clear that you know that because of lockdown and because of all the restrictions and so on, that over the restart, guys have had very limited time, game time, and you know you're straight into a final. Well, you've had the semi-final is now. You're straight into a final. You've got a European quarter-final coming up now. It's all really helter-skelter, really. So what's it like preparing for that kind? It's kind of bizarre in nature, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's obviously not something you'd ever really be kind of preparing for, really, in previous times anyway. So it's definitely strange, but it's something you really have to just kind of adapt to, and it's either it's sink or swim, really. It's in that sense. So it's how many the short kind of space of time you have to prepare for this, but yeah, you still have to do it. So that's kind of been the biggest thing to overcome, and like the time to kind of get yourself into that flow of games before the big games start happening. Obviously, like the first game back was a big game for us as well. Like, but now it's the games. These are the games that actually mean the make or break, really, for the season. Like all our unbeaten run would be worth this. Obviously, if this weekend didn't result in anything else but a win. So yeah, so that's really be the big thing, just being able to adapt to all these changes. So I think we've been really good in terms of that.
Does it give extra confidence around the squad, Andrew, that, you know, the win over Munster at the weekend was the third occasion in a Pro14 semi-final that you'd managed to get one over on your biggest rival, so to speak?
Well, yeah, like it's obviously, like, it was great for us to win the semi-final. Like it was, the main thing was we just came in to that game win at all costs. So it didn't matter who it was. Like, that's just, we only had one outcome in mind, and we achieved that. So it's like we said, like, we're not going to get complacent or anything in terms of who we're playing, or we're just going to go out and put our best foot forward and give our best performance, and that's all we can really do, really. So, but it's the time of the season where the games are very important, obviously, in terms of final, and then the quarterfinal, then the week after. So it's it's huge games to play for now.
Thanks, Andrew.
No worries.
Andrew, I would imagine that training, you know, in the last couple of weeks has been rather intense. Is there a kind of sense, or do you get the sense that you're kind of building your way upwards on an upward trajectory in terms of you're learning something from every performance, but you're pushing each other quite well? And I mean, this week is obviously towards the end of last week, and this week will be rather competitive as well.
Yeah, definitely. Throughout the whole season, it's been like that in here. So we've used 53 players, I think, in the whole course of the season. So that's something we're really big on, and that's something that's, I think, great in terms of driving the performance of this team. Like, competition is so high, and like no position is secure, really. So that's, lads are fighting for positions in training all week, and then it's that match day 23 that get to represent not just the team on that day, but you're representing the entire squad in that sense. So like, it's even great for the guys who maybe aren't selected. They're still pushing the lads to the match day 23 in terms of preparation. So that's been huge, not just now but throughout the entirety of the season. So that's something I think it's been really good for us, just the competition driving performance.
Now, a question in relation to discipline, and this isn't directed at you as an individual, right? I mean, and we can laugh at that, but over the last couple of weeks, we've seen, the referee's been pretty strict at the breakdown and various things around the pitch. I mean, is that something that you're sort of increasingly conscious of? The fact, we even saw the Ulster victory at the weekend, a late penalty there, that type of thing. I mean, you've got to be really switched on and on your guard as long as you're on the pitch, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like that can be the maker or breaker of a game, like your penalty count. So, it's obviously been a bit different in terms of the new interpretations of the ruck laws and in that sense, but it's something we're constantly looking to improve on week in, week out. It's obviously tough in the heat of the moment of the game, but it's something we can try drive in and drill into our habits, and especially in training. So that'll be huge, especially when it comes to finals rugby, especially this week and in the weeks to follow. It's going to be huge, because as we saw in the Ulster Edinburgh game, that was the make or breaker of the game. So yeah, they won on a penalty. So that's somewhere where we'll have to be really diligent on this weekend, especially.
Come on, thanks.
No worries.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey,
Tom's from Off the Wall here. How's it going? Quick question. What's the mood in the camp like? Because obviously it wasn't the greatest of performances against Munster, but as you said, it was a kind of win at all costs situation. So what are you guys feeling at the moment on the back of that performance?
Yeah, like obviously it wasn't like we obviously felt we could have played a bit, like done a bit better in some areas. Like there's always going to be room for improvement, but that's the great thing about the squad. Like we're always looking for areas to improve. Even if we had played better, we'd be looking for those extra small percentages here and there. So that's a great thing. We're never going to be satisfied, no matter what, really. So, but obviously we got the result and that was great. But we're going to obviously have to step it up this weekend, coming into the final this week.
Andrew, how's it going?
Well,
I was saying, I'm sure you'd much prefer to have Tyke Furlong in your squad and kind of helping you guys out on the pitch, but are you kind of enjoying that kind of responsibility yourself and that the kind of pressure's on your shoulders a little bit more?
Yeah, look, obviously you don't ever want to see one of your teammates out injured at all, but in terms of myself, like it's just about taking my opportunities and just nailing my basics, really, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are given opportunities, and you just have to take them, really. And I'm not looking to do anything outside of what I'm capable of. I'm just looking to to try add as much as I can to the team and do what's in the best interest of the team. So yeah, in terms of, it's just about taking my opportunity, and it's also just about getting that those valuable starter minutes under my belt as well, like getting that the match fitness as well. Like you talk about match fitness in terms of, obviously we've been off for so long now and played 2 games back now, so it's still about building match fitness, because it's hard to replicate that in training as well.
And then just with there's a good few guys up at Ulster now that you would have trained with and played with as well. In terms of do you send them a message, good luck in the game, and then just block it off for the week, or just no contact at all now for the whole week? I'd
be a no contact kind of guy. I'd talk to them after the game now. I'd talk to them after, but it's all focus for this week now. So it's yeah, all heads are down and just looking forward to the weekend now, really.
So I was just thinking of Jimmy Butler in the NBA playoffs. He's kind of someone who likes to give himself reasons to stay angry and motivated. Would you be someone like that as well?
I wouldn't say stay angry now. Just staying focused and keep tipping on for the week and keep my head down. Make sure I'm in the best position I can be for the weekend. So yeah.